Hey guys, welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. We are a homeschooling family of 4, and today I want to talk with you about our homeschool curriculum haul. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Today, because we are in May, because it is new homeschool curriculum season, I am so excited to share with you. I have a massive pile over here of things to share. Now, you guys know that we use, for the bulk of our supplies, a Timberdoodle curriculum kit. They have a non-religious curriculum kit. I usually start with the elite kit and then customize out what I do and don't want. Well, this is all of the other stuff that I have acquired so far for our 2021-2022 school year. Now, I have separate videos on a lot of this stuff, but I just wanted to have one video showing you kind of all of the other stuff. I will be inserting kind of like a downshot flip through of all of these things, but there's one piece that I don't have yet, but it's coming later today. So when we get to that point, I'll let you know. One of the things that I feel is particularly important for homeschooling for life in general is critical thinking and logic and the ability to solve problems creatively. Now, Timberdoodle is wonderful, and they usually include something to kind of foster that problem solving, that thinking in their kits. And some of the stuff that I've used from them in the before, some of the stuff that I have used from them in the past, while I'm not particularly against it, I don't necessarily love it. And I've mentioned that here before, and so many of you were so wonderful, and you told me about some other things. Okay, so what we're gonna start with today is the logic and critical thinking, and I got these things from Amazon. Of course, I will link everything that I'm showing you down below. So we've got primarily logic. I really love the look of it. Logic countdown and logic safaris, all for my big kit. Now, I'm not worried about getting through all these in a year because, I mean, these span a few school years, so I'm super unconcerned about getting them all finished this year. Then I picked up Lollipop logic, since some of you wonderful people had such high recommendations for it. One of the other things that I picked up, and this is because we've used it in the past and because our kits did not have handwriting for my 4th grader, I went ahead and picked up Zaner Bloser workbooks for my kids. Now, in the past, I've done the full set, like the teacher's guide, the student's guide, and then the homework guide, but you don't need them. You can do just the workbooks, and it's plenty of information. Because right in here, look at this, they're pretty, they're bright, it's not too much, but they also have the QR code that you can scan, and a little video, a little pencil man will pop up and tell your kids how to make the letters, the proper way to do their letters. So right there. So you don't even need the teacher's guide, because just by scanning the QR code, it shows you what the teacher's guide would tell you. So you can get just these, and I picked these up on Rainbow Resource for, I kid you not guys, they were like $12 a piece. And so it's super affordable, super awesome. Okay, so here is our Zaner Bloser handwriting. Let's start with K. So I love these books. They aren't spiral bound. They're just a little paper cover, but for what I paid, total steal, because they were about $12. We've used Zaner Bloser in the past to do our handwriting, our curriculum, and I loved it. Recommended by a public school teacher friend of mine. I like that the kindergarten one goes wide instead of tall. The books are the same size, but they're oriented differently. So the great thing about Zaner Bloser, table of contents, it will give you helpful tips along the way, but one of the best things that it has is these QR codes. I don't need to order the teacher's guide because we can scan the QR code and the wonderful little pencil friend will teach it for me. And they're on every new page, and every once in a while what'll happen is, you can see it in the table of contents, is you will get to a little point where you will then go back and do just a little bit of simple review to make sure that it has really stuck, and you apply what you've learned. And this for kinder will cover uppercase, lowercase, and basic numbers, but it starts in such a fun way, which is the very, very basics, right? So top line tells you how to use the lines and tells you very simply how to do the lines before introducing you to the letters. And it doesn't teach them in alphabetical order, which is another thing that I love, because that's just kind of not how it works, right? It doesn't naturally flow A to Z. Now, one of the things that I do like about the Zaner Bloser, as opposed to like the handwriting without tears and the easy peasy alphabet we've been using, is that it has the top line. I like having all of the lines, and I don't know if that's just the way that I learned it, and so therefore that's the way I favor it, but I like having the full set of lines. So that is kinder. Here is fourth. So Zaner Bloser has in their level 2, which is what we use, they have level 2 print and level 2 cursive, and we did their cursive. We did not use a handwriting curriculum this past year, and I can tell. So we will be doing it this year. And here, right down here, it tells you how to check your own work. How is your shape? How is your size, spacing, and slant? And these are the keys to having good handwriting. So we are excited to get into this. And again, it has the QR code, so I don't have to do this. It can show them how to do it all on their own. Your basic lines here for your cursive, which is great. So we are excited to use this for our handwriting from Zaner Bloser. Awesome. Something else that I got from Rainbow Resource. Again, I'm gonna link everything down below. Something else that I got from Rainbow Resource was the first language lessons bundle. Now this was in our 3rd grade kit from Timberdoodle, and a lot of people don't care for it because it is kind of dull. It is dull and it is repetitive, but it works for my child. So for our grammar, we will be continuing with the first language lessons because it just works so well. And again, I picked this up from Rainbow Resource just because they had the best deal on it. So this is something else that, I mean, I have a video on this and I'll link it right up here. It is so fantastic to use. It is so repetitive. There's literally a script. You read it word for word, but it works. First language lessons. I love first language lessons. I have a video on it if you would like to know. The teacher's guide has the nice, like, pretty cover. But let me show you. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find. It's got one. It covers so many things. Okay, let's just go lesson 1 here would be fine. So let me show you the comparison from the parent handbook to the student workbook. Okay, so here is lesson 1 and the student guide versus the teacher's guide. And this is from Well Trained Mind Press. I believe they also do Story of the World. Now, I did have an issue this past year with using this in the level, what did I use this year? Level 3. There were a few lessons that weren't entirely secular, and Timberdoodle has dropped it from their kit. Okay, so here's how it works. Now, this is what the teacher does, and the teacher, it literally tells you, instructor says this, and then you're waiting for the student to say this, and then the instructor says this, and then you're waiting for the student to say this, and it tells you it is a script. It is spelled out for you. It is 100% of what you should do. And then the student just follows along. So the student's book is much less busy and intense than the instructor's guide. The instructor's guide, again, is a full script. Now, grammar is honestly one of my weaknesses. So I like this. I also love that there's a few things like enchanting. Even my little one has picked it up because it tells you to like clap and say the different words, and it has been very helpful. So I like the repetition. I like that it's a little monotonous and that I just read from the book. It doesn't take very long, 5-10 minutes at max. And I do feel like it is exceptionally effective. You guys know, we've talked about it a million times, we are changing up what we are doing for history. Now, one of those things is the Studies Weekly, which I don't have to show you right now, but I will include a down shot here. Okay, as if they heard me, here it is. I have not actually seen these and I'm so excited. Okay, so the teacher resource, and it's got holes punched. I can throw this in a binder. And then Studies Weekly, the thing is that it is like little, super awesome newspapers. Like, it is printed like newspapers. And it includes, I was thinking that they were gonna like ship me one every week, but it comes to you all at once. This is what we're going to be using. I'm so excited. It's full color. It's grade 4, as you can see. They have other ones, but they're more social studies up to this point. We're gonna be doing both the history and, oh my gosh, guys, this is so exciting. The Ancient Times History Quest and this Studies Weekly Texas History for both kiddos. So we are so excited to have gotten these in. Look at how pretty they are. I don't know how I'm going to store these, but we'll figure it out. And then there are actually also, from what I've heard, online resources that go with these. So I am so excited to get this stuff in. I love how cute it is. Oh, and then there's like games on the back. Yes, yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. So I did only get one set because my kiddo, I think, yeah, my other kiddo, it looks like, can go ahead and use the teacher's guide as a little thing, or I can just photocopy that, or I think there's online resources. So I am so excited to get my hands on this, guys. The other thing that I have that we're using is History Quest. Now, I got this from Pandia Press, and that is who has these, and I've got the book, the student guide, and the like audio files. It's not a CD, but like the audio files. And it also requires getting this Usborne Encyclopedia of World History. Now, there are 2 versions of this. This is the secular version, and it talks about evolution and the things that the other one probably does not. But this book is so pretty, and I'm so glad that we got it because it's just gorgeous and it's jam-packed full of information. So I'm excited to use that. Okay, the last thing that I have for now is the Usborne Encyclopedia. Look at how gorgeous this book is. And it is going to go with our History Quest book. Look at this. It's so pretty. And again, this is the secular version. I think they do actually have a religious version. And this is the main spine that the History Quest recommends. So the History Quest has the audio book that will go with this book, and the chapters are broken down to chapter and then a history hop. And then there is the student guide, which tells us how to use it. It has your colorings and maps and things that you'll need in the back. Literature list, the answer guide, which is always handy. And then it's broken down with what to do, which day, which week, which is very handy if you are trying to teach it. And in the beginning, it gives you one of the best things that I think that this has is the master supply list. So love that. Now, like I said before, we're going to be doing, 2 histories. We'll have the Studies Weekly for Texas history, and then the Usborne for ancient times to suit my little kindergartner. So this is my homeschool haul. These are all the things that I have gotten kind of other places than included with our normal Timberdoodle curriculum kits. Like I said before, everything will be linked below. I hope that you guys found this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. For those of you who have stayed through to the end, something I don't have yet, but I want for next year, I want a vocabulary curriculum. So you guys, tell me, what are you using? What do you love? I am torn between, and our science and our language arts will all have vocabulary, but I am torn between, we did word roots this past year, and it was awesome. I love that it teaches like the Greek, Latin root words and then the prefix and the suffixes. So I am leaning toward maybe doing like a fun little study with both kids that teaches Greek, Latin root words. I mean, technically my kindergartner doesn't need vocabulary yet, but I like the idea of doing that. I like the idea of like a word a day workbook. So tell me, what are you using? What do you love? What can you recommend? Because I need direction. There's not a vocabulary thing that came in our kit. So I want to know which way to go, if there's something better maybe than word roots, but I did really like it. So you guys tell me, what do you recommend? Scroll on down in the comments, hit me up on social media at Making Everyday Magic on Instagram. Tell me, what do you recommend for vocabulary? Because I'm super interested. Now remember, I would like a secular focus. So some of the things that are out there are not secular, but if you love them, then at least share down below and let me know. I can't be the only one who's searching out vocabulary. Vocabulary is hard.